This is United Network News with Sunny Galt, Calen Gipp, Kimberly Gogan, and our field messengers from around the world. Here's today's real news.
It's Friday, October 31st, 2025, and here are today's stories. As more companies ask for your fingerprint or facial scan, are you giving up more than just your privacy? We'll break down who's collecting your biometric data and what could happen if it ends up in the wrong hands. Why are so many bank branches closing across the U.S.? Is digital banking to blame, or is it all about cutting costs? The answer could reshape how communities handle their money. Then escape to Bavaria to look inside the stunning Weltenburg Monastery, where faith, tradition, and nature come together in a way that still inspires visitors today. And if you've been craving adventure, wait until you see the safari at Lake Nakuru in Kenya. Up-close encounters with lions, giraffes, and even rare black rhinos. Grown-ups are heading back to summer camp. From social clubs to wellness retreats, adults everywhere are finding new ways to connect, unplug, and rediscover joy. And finally, the secret to radiant skin might already be in your kitchen. See how one woman turns simple ingredients like goat milk, honey, and essential oils into a natural skincare success story. It's common these days to be asked for something that feels a little too personal. Not your password, not your ID, but your fingerprint or even a facial scan. Whether you're unlocking your phone, boarding a plane, or walking into an office, companies are increasingly collecting biometric data in the name of security. But before we hand over parts of ourselves, literally, it's worth asking, how safe is this data? Who's protecting it? And what happens if it falls into the wrong hands? Biometric security uses unique physical traits like fingerprints, face shapes, or iris patterns to verify identity. It sounds futuristic and foolproof, right? After all, no two people have the same fingerprint. That's exactly why more companies are embracing it. As the technology has become cheaper, faster, and more reliable, it's spreading far beyond smartphones and airports into offices, schools, and even apartment buildings. For example, JP Morgan Chase now requires employees to scan their fingerprints or eyes to enter its $3 billion New York headquarters, touting it as a faster, safer alternative to badges or key cards. Other companies have tried similar systems. Amazon with palm scans, Delta with facial recognition at airport gates, and Walmart and IBM with biometric time clocks. Each rollout has faced privacy concerns and employee pushback, highlighting a recurring tension. While the technology promises convenience and security, it also raises serious questions about how personal data is stored, used, and protected.
One of the really unfortunate things that I see with most people is they really don't take their privacy or their security seriously, especially online. And I see way too many people voluntarily giving companies biometric information, and you really shouldn't do that. You should never give a company your DNA, your iris scans, your fingerprints, voice patterns, things like that, even typing patterns, anything that's an immutable characteristic of you. You should never give a company that, because that's personal information that people can use to do all kinds of negative things. And what happens when some malicious company or government entity gets a hold of that information, right? We're all at risk at that point. And it's not like a password. Fingerprints and iris scans and DNA, they're not like passwords. You can't change your biometric data, right? It's something that once it's compromised, it's compromised. You can't just go change your fingerprint or change your eyeball.
And it's not just companies asking for your biometric data. Your devices are collecting it too, all under the guise of keeping you safe. Smartphones, tablets, and laptops now commonly use facial recognition or fingerprints to unlock devices, authorize payments, or log into apps. When you glance at your phone or place your finger on a sensor, the device scans your unique features and compares them to stored data, granting access only if there's a match. The convenience is undeniable. No passwords to remember, no pins to type. But it also means highly personal, permanent identifiers are stored on your device, and sometimes in the cloud, creating potential targets for hackers or system errors. Companies and devices often reassure us biometric data is encrypted, making it sound impenetrable. But encryption isn't foolproof. Hackers can exploit weak systems, steal encryption keys, or find vulnerabilities in the software protecting the data. Even the strongest encryption only works if it's implemented correctly and the keys are securely stored. Take Apple, for example. The company rolled out advanced data protection in 2022 to encrypt a wider range of user data, including iCloud backups, photos, notes, and voice memos, guaranteeing end-to-end encryption, meaning even Apple itself cannot access the data. Sounds reassuring until you realize it's not automatically enabled by default on iPhones. Still, end-to-end encryption has become the gold standard for protecting digital communication and personal data, used by popular apps like WhatsApp, Signal, and Telegram.
Would you ever let strangers read your personal chats? Of course not, right? And that is where end-to-end encryption comes in, which helps to keep your messages safe and private. So what happens here is, when you send a message, it gets converted into a secret code, and that is called encryption. And only the receiver's device can unlock it and read it, and that is decryption. This ensures no one else can see it, not even your internet provider, not the app, and not even the hackers. For example, in WhatsApp, even the company itself can't read your messages because they are encrypted and they don't have the key to decrypt. And that is why it is called as end-to-end, from your end to their end. No one in the middle can read it or even access it. And even if they do, all they see is some random characters as the message is converted into a secret code.
In an age where biometric data is everywhere, from phones and laptops to office buildings and airports, the reality is we're the ones handing it over. Every fingerprint scanned, every face recognized, and every iris scan entered is a choice we make, often for convenience or promise of security. But that doesn't mean we have to surrender control. You can protect yourself by carefully managing which apps and devices have access to your biometrics and staying informed about how your data is stored and used. It seems like more and more banks are shutting down their local branches. Could it be because everyone's going digital? Or is it just a cost-cutting move? Whatever the reason, this shift is definitely changing how communities access financial services and interact with their banks. Banks say they are closing physical branches because demand has dropped, making them unprofitable. This change is mostly because people are banking differently now. We expect everything to be as easy and quick as our other tech services, especially online and on our phones. Millennials, particularly, love instant, click-based interactions. Plus, the rising cost of providing services, partly due to stricter regulations, also plays a role in these closures. Digital banking definitely has its perks for financial institutions, like lower costs and better efficiency. This means more money for tech and new ideas. But there's a downside. We're losing that human connection. While apps are great for simple things, they can't handle complex problems like sorting out a dispute or planning for retirement.
The truth is that a lot of the services that are in an existing branch cannot be done through those substitutes. even the banks themselves recognize that many of the things that you can do today in a branch, you won't be able to do when the branch closes, right? Yep. So it's another example of smoke and mirrors and trying to spin a story. Of course, the reason they're doing this is partly because of profit motives and of the fact that there's a cost, but a lot of it's because of the way the accounting's done, because of course the value of all the products is held centrally, whereas the costs are held down at the branch level. If they accounted for them properly, like for example some of the small community banks do, branches are actually profitable because people want to use them. Once you've got this digital thing and you've got no alternative, you are completely in the control and at the whim of those banks. You need to have physical access to cash and to bankers who can actually help.
When banks close their branches, it can create a banking desert, an area where there are no financial services for miles. Without easy access to a bank, people in these areas might have to turn to expensive alternatives like check cashing services or payday lenders, which often charge sky-high fees and interest rates. These banking deserts hit minority communities, low-income households, and the elderly the hardest, making economic inequality even worse. Small businesses also feel the pinch, struggling to manage cash transactions without nearby branches. To make things even tougher, many folks in rural areas often deal with spotty internet and mobile signals. This makes online and telephone banking a real headache, adding another layer of financial disadvantage, especially when getting to a distant branch by public transport isn't really an option.
I think it's very detrimental, certainly to the older generation, because they can't access online banking like I can. And obviously the level of customer service isn't what it used to be. You can't go into a branch anymore and speak to somebody, and trying to get through on their phone lines is always a nightmare, and often it's offshore and you can't get through.
And the banks have lost it as far as customer contact is concerned. It's all very well these IT people coming up with novel ways of doing things, but I would pay a premium to have access, not a big one, but I would pay a premium to have client access to a relationship manager who's physically in the bank that I go and talk to.
Face-to-face interactions build trust, loyalty, and confidence, the foundation of long-term customer relationships. While banks are increasingly investing in digital tools like video calls and AI assistants, these technologies can't always replicate the empathy and nuance that comes with in-person support. Experts say banks that invest in both cutting-edge technology and skilled customer-focused staff will have an edge. They'll attract customers who appreciate the convenience of digital tools while valuing the option for personalized human interaction when needed.
UNN Field Messenger Sophia visits the historic Weltenburg Monastery in Bavaria, Germany. She explores the monastery's rich history, breathing landscape, and unique blend of faith, tradition, and nature.
This is Sophia, Field Messenger for United Network News. This time I report from Kelheim in Bavaria in Germany. And we will visit the Weltenburg Monastery. Bavaria's history is written not only in castles and cathedrals, but also in monasteries. For centuries, these religious communities shaped the life along the Danube. This abbey is old, very old. Founded around the year 600, it is considered Bavaria's oldest monastery. Our visit begins with a hike along the river from Kelheim. The path is offering a beautiful landscape with interesting rock carvings and lush green trees and bushes. Midway, a small hermitage tucked into the forest recalls centuries of solitude and devotion. A reminder that this landscape has been shaped not only by water and rock, but also by faith. The rock walls are magical, and there are numerous cave openings along the way to explore and to climb into. Another way to get to the Weltenburg Monastery is by one of these vessels. There is a history marked here about the floods of the centuries, as all the rivers down from the Alps end in the Danube, and after winters with a lot of snow, the melting waters make the river swell accordingly in springtime. Our path leads us through the hilly forest because of the gorge of the Danube. This part is an educational nature trail, until it opens up to this gorgeous view to the Abbey location at a beautiful river bend. And at the end of the trail, there's a small boat waiting. Passing through the entrance gate, at first, a traditional beer garden, which is a beloved stop for hikers, is meeting the eye. Kloster Weltenburg is not only a place of worship, it is also home to one of the world's oldest monastery breweries. Following these stairs, you reach higher up, where you can find the path of worshippers and pilgrims. They follow a pilgrimage path with 14 stages of prayers, until you end up here on top and in this pilgrimage chapel. The Abbey's jewelry is its Baroque church, built directly against the rock face in the early 18th century by the Asam brothers, masters of Bavarian architects for Baroque. Stepping inside, visitors are met with an explosion of frescoes, stucco, and gilded detail that still radiates awe today. And it is one of the Catholic traditions to light a candle for a loved one, deceased or ill, or at any times of struggle. Above the high altar you can see this magnificent fresco and sculpture of St. George, who, according to a Christian legend, has slayed a dragon, who has terrorized a city and the king's daughter. More details and artifacts are displayed in the museum. Amongst several sacred books and manuscripts is this monastic Bible. And besides other things, not to forget, old brewery items like this barrel here. Our day trip finale is a riverboat ride back to Kelheim. We are gliding through the gorge, where the cliffs are rising steeply on both sides. Kloster Weltenburg is a historic site today. It is a living place where nature, faith, and Bavarian tradition meet. I hope you like this report. This is Sophia for UNN, and see you next time.
At New Earth Innovations, we search the planet for nature's most powerful healers. This took us all the way to the coast of New Zealand. Our Omega 369 Plus is made from the Perna greenlip mussel, rich in omegas, chondroitin sulfate, and rare glycosaminoglycans. The Perna is one of nature's powerhouses. Support joint flexibility, easier breathing, better digestion, and a calmer, less inflamed body, naturally. Grown in clean New Zealand waters, backed by nature, sustainably sourced, trusted by thousands. Subscribe today and start feeling the difference.
Hi everyone, this is Leanne.
And I'm Jerry.
Coming to you from Tamworth, New South Wales.
Hi there, this is Rick from Arizona.
My name is Uchechukwu Obenebam from Igbo tribe, Nigeria.
Hi, this is Scott from Utah.
I'm Annette from Agassiz, British Columbia.
Hi, I'm Marcus Surzet from Manipur State, India.
Real people reporting real stories from all around the world. That's what United Network News is all about.
Can you clap?
We had a huge flood, which some call the flood of the century.
No fake news here. Our field messengers share personal experiences of what's really happening in their community.
We got some nice fish right here.
At UNN, you are the news.
My family and I had a very good time.
Take the next step. Become a UNN field messenger and share the real news with the world.
In the Northwest Province of South Africa, I am United Network News.
I am United Network News.
I am United Network News.
I am United Network News, and if it's going to be, it's up to me.
It's going to be, it's up to me. If it is going to be, it's up to me.
If it's going to be, it's up to me.
If it's going to be, it's up to us. Field Messages, United Network News. See you next time.
UNN Field Messenger Rick takes us on a safari at Lake Nakuru, Kenya, sharing stunning views from Lion Hill Lodge. He also encounters incredible wildlife, including lions, rare black rhinos, giraffes, and many birds.
Hi, this is Rick Perkins with United Network News, reporting from the Lion Hill Lodge at Lake Nakuru, Kenya. I hope you enjoy this report.
Safari vehicles starting to queue up and take off. And this is our vehicle over here. Absolutely fantastic Toyota Land Cruiser. I would love to have one of these at home. Just a fantastic vehicle.
High above the shimmering waters of Lake Nakuru, nestled on a hillside, lies the Sirova Lion Hill Lodge, a sanctuary overlooking one of Kenya's most treasured landscapes. From here, we begin our journey into the heart of the Rift Valley, where nature's rhythms awaken at dawn and carries us deep into the living spiral of the wild. Lake Nakuru's National Park is a haven for countless species, a meeting place of water, savanna, and sky. It is here that we were gifted with our first lion sighting, a powerful reminder of the mystery that still reigns untamed upon the land. Graceful yet commanding, the lion embodies the heartbeat of Africa's wilderness. Among the golden grasses, the elusive black rhino revealed itself, a rare and humbling encounter with one of Earth's most endangered guardians. To stand in its presence is to feel both the fragility and strength of life itself. The park unfolding its beauty with each turn, the giraffe moving in slow, elegant rhythms, the hippos nestling along the shore, and a dazzling choir of birds filling the lake skies. Lake Nakuru is alive, with song, with flight, with the eternal spiral of creation. From the sanctuary of Lion Hill Lodge to the pulse of the savannah, we were reminded that to walk here is to walk in the balance of all beginnings. With gratitude, we honor these moments, carry their memory as part of our soul journey, a song of connection, protection, and remembrance of the wild. Rick Perkins, reporting for United Network News, Lake Nakuru, Kenya.
Adults are increasingly seeking meaningful connections by joining social clubs, attending retreats, and even going to summer camps. From interest-based groups to themed wellness getaways, there's a growing demand for experiences that build community. Camp activities offer a structured and fun way to escape the daily routine, pursue hobbies, and meet like-minded people. This trend directly addresses a growing epidemic of adult loneliness, which the U.S. Surgeon General's 2023 report compared to the health risks of smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Unlike typical socializing, camps create natural connections through shared activities like building rafts or relay races, making it easier for friendships to form. Research shows it takes about 200 hours to build close friendships, but the intensive camp experience speeds this up with fun challenges and close interactions. Many participants leave with lasting friendships, often planning reunions or future camps together. Camps also offer a unique sense of community, with diverse, multi-generational groups creating connection, mentorship, and a feeling of belonging that's rare in modern life.
Can someone explain to me why adult summer camps aren't more popular? I just got back from co-hosting my first ever women's empowerment summer camp, and it was the most life-changing experience I've ever had. We had the best summer camp activities like a ropes course, horseback riding, hiking, yoga, and watercolors. But it was the women who came here that made it special. They said yes to traveling across the country to spend a weekend with a bunch of women they've never met before. And as scary as it sounds, it feels like we all immediately connected. I really feel like I left here with 40 new best friends. We also had educational workshops every day, as well as panel discussions in the evening. We celebrated the weekend summer solstice and full moon with a strawberry moon ceremony, which seriously changed my life. I will never shut up about it. Having all of these experiences felt so rare and special, and of course we ended our weekend with a full-blown dance party. I've never been brave enough to karaoke, but when you have 40 girls singing "I Want to Dance with Somebody" back to you, it makes it really easy. It can be scary to put yourself out there and say yes to an experience with a bunch of new women, but I promise you won't regret it.
Adult summer camp offers benefits that go beyond the immediate experience, creating lasting positive changes in participants' lives. The insights and connections made can improve relationships, boost careers, and enhance creativity. Many report rediscovering a playful spontaneity, leading to better problem solving and a willingness to try new things. Camp also develops social skills, building confidence in networking and teamwork for both personal and professional settings. A digital detox often leads to healthier tech habits, creating genuine connections and reducing anxiety. The authentic friendships formed become a support network, providing a sense of belonging long after camp ends. These advantages are particularly impactful for adults with disabilities. For them, the real-world activities at these camps spark joy, build resilience, and drive progress in ways that extend far beyond the campgrounds.
It can be fun. It can be joyous. So the idea is that at the end of our summer camp, not only have they had a great time, but they've learned a lot. Maybe even if they don't know they've learned a lot, they've formed some new friendships. They've been out in the community, and the community has seen them, and they've seen what's out there in the real world. And they're more excited about life, right? They're more tailored or in tune with new things. They're not quite as stressed out. They're not quite as scared when they're put in a new situation, because they've been in a lot of new situations, right? For weeks now. And not maybe all of them have turned out great, but in general, it's been a fun, exciting time.
Formal adult camps offer amazing experiences, but they're not for everyone. If cost or time is an issue, you can still get the benefits of camp in other ways. Look for local day camps or weekend retreats. Many communities offer adult camp-style events at recreation centers, colleges, or wellness studios. These might include hiking, cooking, team building, or art classes. They may not be full immersion, but they still build community and offer nostalgic fun. When picking an adult camp, consider your comfort with group activities, your desired new experiences, preferred accommodations, and your overall goals. Some camps are physically demanding, while others suit all abilities. The most important thing is to find the right fit and get ready to have some fun.
Natural skincare products can improve both the health and appearance of our skin. UNN Field Messenger Emma talks with Christina about how she began making her own products, using simple ingredients like goat milk, honey, and essential oils.
Hello, my name is Emma. I'm a field messenger for United Network News, reporting from Fuerteventura, Spain in Europe. And this report is going to be about natural products. And this is Christina. Hello. She's the maker. So Christina, tell us how you started making these products.
I starting when I have my daughter and she stay 4 months live. She stay full with eczema, seborrheic eczema, atopic eczema, very bad. And all time the doctor give me just corticoid product. And I don't will corticoid in face my baby. So I have one receipt from goat milk cream of Czech Republic, and I begin to make it, and I see what makes with skin of my daughter, and so I begin make the mark just with the goat milk cream. And so I think about the table, I need something more, and I begin to checking YouTube. Here I can make one lip balm, I can make the soap of the goat milk, and so I begin slowly with another product, or another product. And more, when I begin make the mark, so come the people of another country and tell me, nice, you make this one. I make my peeling of salts. And so I tell, okay, I can make the same peeling, but with salts of Canarian. The same I think about in Czech Republic when I am from Czech Republic. When I go home, and one more, my cousin gives me beeswax with honey together. So I think about what I can make with the honey. And I checking information of the honey. I begin make the cream of the honey of Canarian.
You have no formal education.
I see the information, I can make it. And so I can just joke with the oils and with flowers.
It's all natural. And you test everything on yourself?
I test of myself and I test with my friends. Normally I make new product and I go to my friends and I give little bit here and tell me about what you think about.
So what is your most popular product?
Now in the moment is the perfume no alcohol. It's just essential oil, what I hold of Morocco, and I mix it just with jojoba oil. So it's not pheromone, not chemic, not alcohol.
And what about the sun lotion that you made?
The sun lotion is too fantastic because have the oxide of zinc. It's a mineral. It's not just a sun cream. It's to
toenail fungus.
Yeah.
Oh, it works
for acne, for all problems on the skin.
And I have tried the Moroccan lipstick and it works really well. Thank you for watching. Hope you liked the report. See you next time.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
At UNN, you are the news. Get involved by joining our weekly Field Messenger meetings. Visit unitednetwork.earth to learn more. Remember, if it's going to be, it's up to me.